Briefing on November 25, 2024. Elon Musk threatens to acquire unfavorable entities again. Article summary. 1. Trump has been re-elected as President of the United States in the 2024 election, and in his victory speech, he praised Musk, calling him a rising star. 2. Musk has once again expressed interest in acquiring the left-leaning news channel MSNBC, sparking mockery and discussion among some right-wing figures. 3. Although MSNBC is not currently for sale, Musk's comments have drawn renewed attention. His previous acquisition of Twitter was initially seen as a joke but ultimately came to fruition. Conclusion. This briefing focuses on Elon Musk's renewed interest in acquiring MSNBC. His statement has prompted discussions and mockery from Trump and his supporters. Despite MSNBC not being for sale at this time, Musk's past acquisition of Twitter indicates that his comments should not be entirely dismissed as jokes. This development has once again drawn public attention to Musk. Briefing on November 25, 2024. This briefing covers 5 cases from British courts, primarily involving theft, drug driving, and illegal possession of knives. 1. Laurence Cawley was fined £200 and ordered to pay £85 in court costs for stealing £315 and 35 pence worth of goods from Sainsbury's supermarket. 2. Jody Kirton was found to have cocaine and benzoylecgonine in his system while driving a Tesla on the M40 motorway. He was sentenced to 1 year of community service, a 22-month driving ban, and ordered to pay £775 in court costs and a £114 surcharge. 3. Alex Church was found to have benzoylecgonine in his system while driving a Honda CR-V on Oakfield Road, and he was also driving without a license and insurance. He was fined £400 and banned from driving for 16 months, and ordered to pay £85 in court costs and a £320 surcharge. 4. Gary Flynn was sentenced to 14 weeks in prison for stealing £2,967 and 63 pence worth of meat and alcohol from Sainsbury's and Waitrose, and he was ordered to pay £500 in restitution. 5. Ismail Mukhtar was found in possession of cannabis and a folding knife on Harvey Road. He was sentenced to 1 year of community service, and the drugs and knife were confiscated and destroyed. He was also ordered to pay £85 in court costs and a £114 surcharge. Overall, these cases highlight the principle of public trials in British courts to uphold judicial fairness and public interest. SpaceX briefing on November 25, 2024. 1. SpaceX successfully launched another batch of Starlink internet satellites. A Falcon 9 rocket lifted off from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida at 4:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 25. The rocket carried 23 Starlink satellites, 12 of which have the capability to connect directly to smartphones. The first stage booster successfully landed on the Just Read the Instructions drone ship 8 minutes after launch. 2. SpaceX's Starship will play a key role in the Artemis 3 mission. NASA released new concept art showcasing multiple phases of the Artemis 3 lunar landing mission. The Starship crewed landing system will be responsible for transferring astronauts from the Orion spacecraft in lunar orbit to the lunar surface and bringing them back at the end of the mission. Before entering lunar orbit, Starship will also need to perform refueling operations in low Earth orbit. 3. SpaceX's Starship is more reliable than the former Soviet N-1 rocket. SpaceX CEO Musk stated that the engines of Starship are isolated from each other, preventing a single engine failure from causing the entire rocket to fail, which was a critical flaw of the N-1 rocket. 4. Companies are challenging the legality of the NLRB, which may undermine worker rights protections. Companies like Tesla and Amazon are suing to overturn the National Labor Relations Board's (NLRB) legitimacy. If the lawsuits succeed, workers could lose protections against unfair labor practices and the right to form unions. This could further exacerbate the already weak protections for workers' rights in the U.S. In summary, this briefing covers SpaceX's latest launch missions, its critical role in the Artemis program, and the reliability advantages of its Starship rocket. It also mentions companies challenging the NLRB's legitimacy, which could negatively impact worker rights protections in the U.S. The content is comprehensive and highlights key points, providing readers with rich information. Briefing. The turmoil following Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter. 1. Following Musk's acquisition of Twitter, he significantly cut the workforce by 80%, leading to a nearly 80% drop in the platform's value, resulting in over $25 billion in losses for Musk and his investors. 2. Musk is now attempting to acquire MSNBC, sparking discussions and speculation among some right-wing figures, although this seems to be merely a joke. 3. Musk is regarded as a savvy cost control expert, but his actions on Twitter/X have raised concerns about his ability to manage government spending effectively. 4. Recently, Musk's company X has sued 18 members of advertising alliances, including Twitch, accusing them of collectively boycotting X's advertising business, which has led to a significant decline in ad revenue for X. Overall, Musk's actions following his acquisition of Twitter have generated widespread attention and controversy, raising concerns about his management capabilities and decision-making style. These events have also sparked worries about his potential future management of government spending. Briefing. On November 25, 2024, Elon Musk's neurotechnology company Neuralink is hiring for multiple manufacturing positions, indicating that the company is accelerating production ahead of most medical device manufacturers' timelines. Neuralink has received approval from Health Canada to launch its first global trial, CamPrime, at a hospital in Western Toronto to assess the safety of its implantable devices. The trial aims to evaluate the safety of the N1 implant and R1 surgical robot, as well as the preliminary functionality of the brain-computer interface to help individuals with limb paralysis control external devices. Meanwhile, Musk has been appointed as co-head of the Government Efficiency Department in President Trump's transition team, responsible for cutting federal government spending, regulations, and employment. This appointment has raised concerns about conflicts of interest, as Musk's companies have received $15 billion in government contracts, while also facing 20 federal investigations. In summary, Neuralink's expansion plans and Musk's role in Trump's transition team reflect a trend in the Trump era where loyalty often outweighs qualifications. This approach may yield some positive surprises, but also carries significant risks and uncertainties.